What up, y'all? Shorty C94. Back at you again with episode 57 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Let's see if we can get a hold of our guests. All right. What's up, Kid Ron? 72, Sneakers and Diamonds. Well, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you today?
So I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time really like going live on somebody else's page or so like that. So it's my first time. So
Oh, well, we just talking about shoes. You know what I'm saying? You appear to have a lot of them. So,
yeah.
see you with your braids and whatnot.
Right.
You know.
Let me say.
All right. Well, you remember how I told you? You know how the show is set up. It's like a basketball game, and
Gotcha.
now we're in the pregame, so we got our warm up jackets on. So before we get started, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the pandemic since it started?
Money.
Money.
Yeah. So where people were afraid to do, I wasn't. I was out here. So I didn't feel like I'm gonna let something as simple as a virus, even though it is something that is killing a lot of people. But God has control of every aspect of my life. So I feel like if I didn't put my faith in God, who else am I going to put my faith in? I'm not going to put my faith into a man. I just felt like there was more money to be made. So me putting the risk out there was able to provide for my family on a whole different level.
Okay. No, I respect it. Now, for those, 'cause I'm sure you got followers watching, as do I. Tell everybody, who you are, where you're from.
So my name is Soyina. Everybody calls me Soy because I do got a slightly difficult name to say. I am from Jersey. I'm from Newark. I was born in Brooklyn, moved to Manhattan, then moved to Jersey. But I'm officially a Jersey girl.
Okay. All right. What did you wear today as far as your kicks?
I actually had some.
What's up, everybody who joined?
So these are my beaters.
That's
Yeah.
how you know you got a lot of shoes if Yeezys or beaters. I mean,
Right. These are definitely my beaters. And I used to be against Yeezys. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be against Yeezys, but when it came down to the point of being comfortable in what I'm wearing, I'm all for Yeezys. Like I actually transitioned from Jordans to strictly Yeezys because they didn't require me to break them in. I mean, I do have to wear half a size larger, but they didn't require me to actually do like 2-3 days of constant wearing to make them get accustomed to my foot size.
okay, so you're only wearing Yeezys now exclusively.
I'll say 80% out of the time. I was all for not buying Yeezys at all. At all.
Now, why originally did you take that stance? Why wasn't you messing with them? You didn't like how they looked, or...
Because it's the look, yes. But one of my friends is actually a reseller and he's only wear like Yeezys and stuff like that. So he was like, just buy a pair, just try it on. So I wanted to see what the hype was about. But it literally does feel like you're walking on clouds.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite Yeezy?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. If anything,
Yeah.
I have a favorite Jordan.
Okay.
So my grails is the Jordan 11s, the Gamma Blues.
Okay.
My favorite pair of all time.
Wow.
Wearing my Zions right now. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my favorite Adidas Yeezy is the 750, the very first one. I love. I only wear them once a year, but I love those.
So I'm gonna be honest. See, like how you guys are more in depth with the sneakers and knowing like the names and the history of everything. I had stopped collecting sneakers for several years because I felt like I wanted to travel more, and I felt like the sneakers got me to places, but it didn't get me to different countries, right? So I had stopped collecting sneakers. So when I started collecting sneakers back, it's just like it it's a whole different sneaker game now. It's completely different from what I'm used to, because I was born in the 80s. Sneakers is not the same. Purchasing sneakers is like it makes you not want to buy sneakers, to be honest.
I feel it. I mean, I'm pretty old, so I feel you. I feel you
Right.
on that.
We both
Um,
pretty old. Come on, we only like 4 years apart. We both pretty old.
when was you born?
85.
I got you by a little more than 4, but
Well,
we
I
we
think
close.
you 40, 41, 41.
So I was born in '80. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that much more. You know, but yeah, I mean it's different. You know, you buy sneakers in the late '90s, early 2000s, and you know you buy sneakers now. You're right. It is night and day.
I remember walking to Foot Locker. I think it was downtown Newark, and I wanted the Everglades. No, is it Everglades? Yeah, the 11s, the LeBrons.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to wait online. Like, I literally just walked in and I purchased and I left right back out. I remember when Jordans used to sit on the shelf and you didn't pay more than 130 for it. Now you're paying 200, 185 for grade school.
Yeah. Yeah. I do have to say, you know, before we get into the first quarter, as somebody who actually owns the Everglades too, like that LeBron 11 was a tough sell. I mean, he barely wore it. It wasn't comfortable. You know, you all got some of the best colorways, you know, for
Yeah.
GS. Like that picture of you from 2014 where you had on those like red Fruity Pebbles looking ones.
The
Like,
Fruity Pebbles,
I
yes.
always did those. And there's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex pair like my sister used to have. Like, y'all got the best colorways of that specific shoe.
Yep. I have the,
That,
I think the Summit Hornets.
yeah.
I think,
Now,
yeah, I have those.
fortunately, I was able to get those, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
y'all got the best ones. But we'll talk about that a little later.
Okay.
But the first quarter is sneaker beginnings. So I do have to ask, with us being from the same era, what was your first sneaker memory?
The Bordeaux when they were sevens. I actually posted a picture when they were sevens.
I got back in the day.
Yeah, I actually posted a picture of me in the projects in Brooklyn, and I had them on my feet, and this has always been the shoe that I had to get. So even though they're sixes now, I got those, but it doesn't give me the same effect.
Nah, I feel you. I just, I love the sixes. What got me into shoes? Fourth grade, 91. But I got the 2011 and 2015 Bordeaux. Like, I just couldn't justify buying that 6. Like, I was never gonna wear it.
Right.
I've had multiple OG Bordeaux in the past before they finally retroed them. Like, I just couldn't see it, man. I mean, I didn't like the hair 6s either. I'm like, man, I got the 7s.
No. Right.
Sometimes it's good when they'll take a colorway from one shoe and put it on another, but I just didn't like it this time.
It's not the same. The silhouette is completely different.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hard enough on 7s without the design on the tongue. Like, if it's a solid tongue, I don't even like it as much. So you're already taking the best element of the shoe and putting it on a shoe. You can see it on the 6, but it's a plastic whole tongue. Like, it's not even the same. So I'm with that Bordeaux 7. That's my favorite 7 of all time. So
it is.
And then added, Michael Jordan wore it in the All-Star game and in the video with Michael Jackson. And you know what I mean? It was raw. Criss Cross had them. I'm showing my age. But
I can tell.
Hey, it was just, growing up in the 90s, teenager and preteen, like, that product placement was everything, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, Jordan got the Jordans, but Martin got the Jordans. Will Smith.
Right. Martin and Will had all the Jordans.
Yeah, I mean, the Nike shoes were all over sitcom TV. I mean, Home Improvement, Seinfeld, Blossom, like, they all had
unconsciously. We didn't even notice until you start getting more in depth into the sneaker game. Like, unconsciously, you go back and you review these sitcoms, and you were like, "Wow, like, that's crazy."
Yeah, like, I mean, A Different World, they always had. I mean, on the Cosby Show, Theo had the Jordans a couple times. Like, yeah, you just go back like, damn, he got on the Vandals. You know what I'm saying? You just, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. All right. Now, what was that first? So you said the board '07, but like, what was that first shoe that really got you into it? Like, all right, I'm in this now. Like, was it that shoe or was it another shoe?
Actually, it was another shoe. It was I don't know if you know the so when I first came to Jersey, everybody was wearing the Reeboks, the I don't know if you call them the Uptowns with the colorfuls. Everybody the two straps on them.
411s.
I don't know. No, they were regular Reeboks. I don't
Well,
know.
that in the hood they call them 5411s. That's how much they cost, but they're technically called the Reebok Workout with the two straps and.
Yeah, I fell in
Yeah.
love with them. Like if it wasn't that, I was not popular. I was not part of the in crew. I wanted all the colors. Of course, I can't get it, but but I definitely wanted all the colors though.
Okay.
I might say Home Alone, yeah, facts. Home Alone, definitely.
Yeah. Every now and then they'll bring the workouts back. But yeah, I
They
know the
they
hood they
do.
call it 411s. But yeah, that's you. Yeah. Okay. You got any of those now?
No, no, and I have several Reeboks, and I don't own a pair.
Well, yeah,
I don't know what to put it on with. I'm like, that's like part of history. That's like when I was in seventh grade and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I can't do that now.
I'm gonna need you to get a pair of those since they're part of your sneaker history.
It
You know,
is.
gotta have a pair, and they're not even expensive. So
They're not. They're only like in my size, probably like $80, if that.
yeah, and even that's
If
a
that.
joints was $54.11.
Right. But $54 back then is equivalent to $100 now.
That's true. That's true. I have an inflation calculator on my my cell phone. I have my old school talks with my son. Like, son, you know how much a dollar
Right.
I was, So yeah, I do that. I'm kind of comfortably transitioning from what I thought was a cool dude to just like I'm an old dude. I'm an old head now. It's weird. So I'm still accepting that. People calling me OG and
Right.
couple hit me with the old school. I'm like, man, I'm not old enough for old school yet, man. You got to chill
I
out.
ain't there yet. Look, I'm refusing to accept that. I ain't
Yeah.
there yet. I still get passed for 25, so I'll be like, okay, you know what, I'm good.
Well, it's completely different with y'all. I mean, you know what I mean? If you black or brown, you could be 20.
Right. Any age.
We don't age the same. But okay. Now, what was that first sneaker outfit combo that you really cracked heads with when you was young, like before you started working?
My mindset wasn't on there, to be honest. My mindset was like mainly focused on school. And then when I started being more focused on sneakers, I think when I used to box, I had a Adidas tracksuit on, not a tracksuit, Adidas hoodie on with some leggings, and I had some Crazy Eights.
Oh, the Kobe's. Okay.
Yeah. I got a couple of pairs. I think I got like 4 or 5 pairs of Crazy Eights still in good condition. But yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'll never forget. And again, by the 5th, 6th grade, I was in the sneakers like heavy, where other than sports, well, mainly basketball, all I was thinking about was sneakers already. So I had these shoes. They're pretty obscure now, but they were popular back in the day. They were called Air Checks. They were these mustard yellow Nikes, and they had like a black screen on the side of them. And they were the first shoe I ever had that had just the swoosh little on the side. Like,
Yeah.
that was a thing in '93. So I had them, and I wore them to school, and nobody knew what they were because they weren't Jordans, they weren't Pippins or, Air Maxes, and everybody was like, man, what is them? What is them? Like all day. And I just remember that feeling like, yeah, I like this.
The attention.
Yeah, like, it was just, and they were mustard yellow, like straight early '90s. Didn't probably go with nothing I had, but I felt like I was killing because everybody dudes, like, it's like, yeah, nigga, you see me.
Right, right.
But yeah, so that was my first moment. But I'm glad that you was focused on school. I should have been focused on school too.
Right. I have immigrants as parents. They do not play. Your focus is on school.
I got you. But see, I feel like, what I'm saying, y'all girls, like y'all be liking school. You be in school, you like school. Like, man, I got all 8. I want to know, what I mean? Like
No. It was never that. If you didn't like or try to act like you like school, he'll come home and get your ass whooped. That's what that was.
Okay. You said your parents were immigrants. Where were they from?
My mother was from Trinidad and my father's from Costa Rica.
Okay, so you straight foreign with it. Okay, all right, all right.
I'm
For
American.
sure.
I'm American. They definitely was
I
it.
got you. I got you. No, okay, okay. Now, when you first before you start working, you influenced by things what you want to wear, whether it's TV, cooler, older people from the neighborhood, brothers, cousins, uncles, aunts, whoever, people from the hood. Who were like some of your early, style influences before you really started working yourself?
Okay, so as an adult, like I would have to say my favorite rapper is Fabulous, and his style is ridiculous. I don't before Emily, after Emily, during Emily, I even own jackets that he wore on his back. His style is ridiculous, and even down to the big jerseys and the Air Force Ones, the Uptown. It was just something that I had to have. So
Okay. So
yeah.
we came across you in '02 or '03. That's how you was, you was
Yeah,
dressed.
of course, we gotta talk about Young Jeezy, Snowman and all that stuff. Everybody had Air Forces and, the jersey with the snowman. I mean, not the jersey, the t-shirt with the snowman. That was a big, major influence on us, especially being like a senior at around that time.
I have one of those shirts now.
Oh,
Yeah, they re-released it a couple years ago. My wife gave it to me for Christmas.
that's nice.
It's been with Christmases. I know it's a newer shirt because it's got Jeezy's new logo, but it's still the snow. I thought
And it
about
got the
wearing it.
snowman.
Yeah, I thought about wearing it to work, but I got to wear Converse to work. Like I have to wear that with some Air Force Ones.
First of all, I don't know how you even walking around with some Converses on. We all know Converse that strip line hurt your pinky toe. We all know that.
Hey man, you can't be talking bad about Converse,
I
man.
mean, you must be built different. I got like 2 or 3 pairs in here, but we all know Converse that strip line definitely gives your toe a whole different color.
Yeah, I mean, way they do it now. What I will say, over the last maybe 2 years, because Nike owns Converse.
Yeah,
they have put light insoles in the shoes, but I basically get the Chuck 70. Chuck 70 is a little different, where it's got a thicker insole, so it feels more like a sneaker. It's not just. I do have those too, but that's like a short day. If I'm working for 8 hours, I gotta have like a basketball Converse or something else.
Right, you gotta wear those like a foreigner with no socks in them.
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, they cut the check right now, so I gotta wear them contract. But on them off days, I try to come with a little something.
Right.
But yeah. I'll ask you if you had any Converse in the collection later in the show, but oh man. Well, all right, so that's gonna conclude the first quarter. So we go to the second quarter, which is more recent sneaker pass. So now we're going to the part where you first start working and you're getting your own stuff. So what was the first job that you had where you was like getting money?
I'll say as a patient care technician, I was bringing home money, and I was definitely bringing home sneakers. That's when I thought, hey, at least 10% could go to a pair of sneakers. I'll be okay. Huh?
Yeah.
What you said?
That was your first job as a teenager?
Oh no, I ain't working. No, as a teenager, my first job was off books. I was a tutor. I tutored. You won't even believe me. This actually happened by accident. My neighbor's son. My neighbor was a cop, and I tutored his son. He asked me how much do I want to get paid per hour. I thought he said per day or per week. I said $20. So I was getting paid $20 an hour at 14 years old. Yep, tutoring my neighbor's son Rocco. Yep. Okay. I was definitely begging money.
I know
I've
you
always been a hustler,
Yeah, I know you got some kicks with that.
No.
Back in the day. No?
Mom Dukes definitely put that in the cut. She definitely put that to the side. Mom Dukes it's different. It's a different lifestyle when you grow up with immigrants. So it's a
I
whole
see. I see.
like different lifestyle. Shovel snow in the wintertime, rake grass in the fall. We always is out here. I have 4 brothers,
Uh,
and no, none of them sneakerheads. None of them. None of them. Near
no,
one.
I
Well,
get
my
you. I
brother's
get.
my older brother that's in the Navy. He's actually like a SB type person. So
Okay. Okay. Now, when you first started buying your own shoes, do you remember the first shoe that you bought?
it probably was some Air Forces.
Okay.
Most
Okay.
likely, I mean, I think Air Forces have to be a staple in your collection. I think everybody should at least have one pair of all white Air Forces in there. I don't. If you're a sneaker, I think at least one pair of you don't clean Air Force Ones. You throw them away and just buy another one.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I can't clean the Air Force One. It's no coming back. Once you destroy a white one, it's game over. You just got to get another one.
Like, cause I had a pair of dead stock low ones that I ended up giving my son because they kept selling out on Nike. So and I was like, I never wore them. So and he only wants stuff that's brand new, for me. So um, I do have a pair of all white highs, but they're like different. Like they made
They're
the
not the
highs
same
kind of
no
like
more.
pearlized, huh?
They're not the same no more.
Nah, yeah, they're like pearlized, so they're white, but the leather is different than like the low tops I gave him or how they
Yep.
do the mids. It's like a completely different. So it's probably gonna last a little longer, but I feel you. I've had I don't know probably 30 or 40 pairs of all white lows in my life. So you know,
You burned through sneakers.
yeah, I mean a lot of them. What I used to do because I don't have a lot of those now, but I used to customize them. After it got too bad, I used to try
Oh,
to paint.
got you.
I customize them or I do graffiti on them or something. So the shoe would have like a second life. Or I wasn't just wasting. I know dudes that are like, man, fuck it, I wore it 3 times. I ain't wearing it no more.
Right.
It's like, man, but what you gonna do? You gonna
Well,
throw it
I don't.
away? Like at least donate it.
Right. I don't wear my shoes without treating them before I wear them. So no shoes that I put on my feet that I plan on keeping them in great condition do I wear without treating them. No shoes, like absolutely no shoes I put on my feet without treating them.
Okay. Okay. What do you use?
I use I don't know, I think I'm mispronouncing it, but I use Rejuvenaire.
Oh, Rejuvenator. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. I'm saying it wrong. Rejuvenaire. Listen, I'm on my 8 cans, so I just read up.
Nah, man, I'm page, man. You wilding out, man. I'm like, man, I appreciate you not being too serious. Females be serious.
Nah,
I appreciate.
I'm very transparent. I'm down to earth. No. I don't believe in being too pretty, sitting behind and just no. It's just about sneakers. Like it's not that serious. We're here to have fun.
For sure. Okay. All right. Now, when you was, copping after you started working or whatever, buying your own clothes, what were some of the brands that you were rocking with back in them days? You was seeing Fabulous and, Jadakiss or whoever you was watching. What was the brands you was rocking with?
Well, I never cross brands. I don't believe in mix matching brands. So if I wore Nike, I wore Nike from head to toe. If I wore Adidas, it was Adidas from head to toe. If I wore Reebok, it was Reebok.
Okay.
Always match brands.
Okay. Okay. No, I feel it. I feel it. I So did you rock with any of like the urban brands, like back
Like
in the
Fubu?
day, Rockaware? I
No,
mean, a little bit before
no, I wasn't. I
Mecca.
wasn't really into that. Man, you give me a Payless or a Walmart outfit, I'll do what it needs to do because at the end of the day, it's what's on your feet. It doesn't matter what's
Yeah.
on the tag, but it definitely was what was on my feet. If my feet piece was clean, I know I'm clean to go out the door.
See, I'm gonna say this. With you being a lady, y'all don't really have to dress. Like if y'all are attractive, it doesn't really matter. Like we have to come if we wear some
Right.
bullshit. it's gonna look bad no matter how good we may look. Y'all, if y'all are pretty, y'all can wear whatever.
Agree.
If you, if ladies know how to dress or have style, it's like icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
also a factor. But yeah. Okay, all right. Now, was there ever a shoe from back in the day, late '90s, early 2000s that you wanted that you was never able to put your hands on?
Actually, the Cool Grey Nines.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so right now, you see how the hype is behind the Cool Grey 11s right now. I'm on the border
Mhm.
with that. I think that's more beneficial to the resellers rather than the collectors, because I just started recollecting again when my mother passed last year. But for those, to me, I feel like they're releasing a million pairs, so I don't feel like the hype behind it, meaning that everybody and their mom is going to be having those shoes on their feet. They gave too many people early access on those, so I feel like if the Cool Grey Nines came back out, that would be something that I go full ham for.
Okay. I remember I was working for Foot Action when they came out the first time. And I remember they really thought that it was going to be like how the 11s were the year before. Um, it wasn't, but I feel like it was a shoe that was appreciated a lot more down the line than right out the gate.
Right.
Um, I still have that pair. I never got the pair when they came out again in 2012.
Me neither.
But, that
I
that
bought it for
O2
my
pair,
daughter.
you
Was
bought
it
them for your daughter? Oh,
2012 or 2013 or 14? It was 12.
it was late 12. It was like October,
I
November
feel
when they
like
came out.
13. Yeah, I bought it for my daughter around that time. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
what I wanted. Yep.
So you would have rather they come out with the Cool Grey 9 than the 11?
Yeah. Yep. That's just like last year,
Okay.
The Jubilee around this time last year, they made so many pairs, but not as much pairs as they
Yeah.
made this year with the Cool Grey 11s. The Cool Grey 11s is one of those things like how I don't know what's the name of the red and white nines that came out. Everybody, you turn your head, had a pair on. They clusters of people with them on, and I feel like it's gonna take away their it's the shoe's not gonna be appreciated as it should be.
You know about those white and red 9s with the patent leather from a couple years ago? You talking about
Yes,
those?
yes.
Yeah. That was the
Everybody
last.
had them on.
Yeah, I remember I did I used to be a store manager for Hibbett Sports, and that was the last release I did for them before I quit. And yeah, it was a pretty hectic release for it to be in these, not post pandemic, but to be more recent. I'm like,
Right.
but I've come to notice just from years of selling shoes that if it's a basic primary color, the hood's gonna go crazy. It's just the way it is.
Exactly. Exactly. Anything that can be relevant
And
to
if
any
you,
type of gang activity, it's gonna go crazy.
yeah, if a shoe is white and blue, white and red, black and blue, black and red, anything like that, it's just if it's a shoe is too complex, like the Denim 6, like I couldn't give those away. You know what I'm saying? It was the opposite. It was like you had to put too much thought into how you was gonna dress it. Niggas wasn't trying to fuck with it.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like I'm not a big 9 or 10 guy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have a decent amount of both, but they're never like my first or second choice if I wanted to pull out a Jordan. Like the only 9 I can say I love. All right, all the OG colors. I love all the OG colors of the
Right.
9, but the black and red one is always gonna be first if I'm thinking of a
Ooh,
9 to wear.
absolutely. Yes.
You know, um, 10. I love the steel gray, the shadow. Anything regular. Like I know I'm showing my age, but I'm just partial to the original colors.
We
So
showing you
if
first of all
I,
showing our age, okay? You showing
yeah,
ours.
yeah, 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 you up there too. You don't have the gray or nothing like that. You
Oh, I
still
got them.
young looking. So.
They hitting somewhere in
But
there, but I got them. If I was able to grow a beard, it probably look the same way. No, I ain't there yet, but I got a little cluster back here somewhere. There's a
nah, it's
cluster.
cool. All right, so all right. sure we'll go to halftime and at halftime, I'm just gonna ask you some basic, it's like you meet a dude and you like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite? I'm about to ask you those kind of questions, but about shoes,
Okay.
just simple stuff like, so what is your favorite colorway to wear on a shoe?
Anything blue. Anything blue. My birthstone is blue. My favorite color is, my second favorite color is blue.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Is it me that's lagging or is it you?
Okay.
So no, blue everything. Like blue everything. Like my latest huh?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, this is my latest.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went for these. I had a blue blaze on with these. They're not really blue, but you can definitely catch this in the middle of blue and green. But I have so many blue sneakers, it's ridiculous.
Okay. Now, what's the best, W that you've gotten this year?
So on the UNC ones, I got early access to them, and they actually gave me double early access. They gave me on the dunks. I'm a dunk fan. I know dunk highs. I know a lot of people are not big on dunk highs, but I think it's the identical silhouette to Jordan 1s. It's just you just missing basically the patchwork on it. But they gave me the football grays and the UNC ones, and then I had snagged another UNC ones after that. So I had early access to all of that. But we're not gonna talk about the sneakers app because they bipolar. They choose what they want to do.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go back and forth with them because they might be listening. I don't know.
Yeah. I've taken some L's, but I've gotten some good stuff, so I can't even hate.
I took like 11 L's straight, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going right to confirm because they gave me early access on everything. Once you spend the right amount of money with them, they be willing to give you, like, you basically bank on everything.
See, my issue with the confirmed app is the niggas take too long to tell you if you won or not. At least with sneakers, like, hey, it's 15 minutes. Hey, nigga, you ain't win. You
gotta wait like a whole hour and a half, 2 hours before they send you. You know what? You're a winner. Sneakers is on your way. But you know what? I fucks with confirmed very heavy because once you spend that money with them and you become the Creators Club, they literally give you access to everything. When I mean everything that people be wanting to get, it's already on the way. I don't even wait for stuff. Like, it comes within 2 days. Nike, sneaker app, I gotta wait a week. If FedEx don't steal it, it pops up magically or some shit like that. But you know how it goes. Especially around this time, it's the worst time of the year to even buy sneakers to have it shipped out if you're not picking it up from the store.
Yeah. I see you with the Crusties back there.
Oh, you see it, right? So right. So the only one that I'm missing is the Ned Flanders.
Oh, okay.
So I got the how you call it, the squishy and the crusty burgers right there. I still didn't lace them up yet. That's one. So I must be one of the laziest sneaker collector in the world because I hate lacing my sneakers up. If it don't come pre-laced, I'm like, I'm not doing it. People have a lot of patience with swapping out the laces, and I got laces to swap them out, but the time and energy, I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this right now.
It takes a minute.
No, it takes a minute per shoe. That's time consuming.
No, I feel it. Did you get the Flaming Moes?
Who?
The Flaming Moes that's in the Simpsons?
Nope.
Yeah, you gotta grab you a pair of them too.
I
the purple.
definitely did.
So
the way how so like I said, I started collecting again. Like, I purchased, I say from, let's say around July, right before when my mom got really, really sick. July of last year, I purchased to now maybe 90 or 80 pairs of sneakers. So that's when I started building back my collection. But prior to that, I was just buying Uggs, and that's it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a lot of people don't understand sometimes when you have a hobby like sneakers, it is a form of outlet for your emotions. And the
Mm-hmm.
type of sneakers that you do buy.
Oh, I can't hear you now.
Huh? Oh
Couldn't
no,
hear you
no, no.
there.
Somebody I call. Somebody I call.
Oh, okay.
So I said it shows your emotions and character through your sneaker. It expresses everything about me, my personality, through my sneakers. So yeah.
I got you. I know you said you had a bunch of the Simpsons stuff. The Flaming Mold Adidas is probably, after the Krusty, is probably my favorite in that pack. Because it
Really?
was, I couldn't really get with. The Krusty was the best. Then the Flaming Moles. I didn't like the form they made for the Duff beer. I didn't really like
I
that
like
one.
that one.
But yeah,
The
that
net
Flaming Mole with the
the
purple. Yeah.
right. The net Flanders is okay, but you can
Man.
dress that up. But you can I think it's just to add to the collection.
Yeah, I mean, you're a lady, you can wear stuff like that. Me, I'm gonna just look crazy. So, you know, they really gonna be calling me old school now.
Right.
It's so
With some penny loafers on, right?
yeah, they ain't gonna know what it is, you know. So, but nah, I feel it. Well, we'll go to the third quarter, which is sneaker present. It's usually,
Okay.
to me, probably my favorite part because we're talking about current day, what we been dealing with post pandemic, trying to get sneakers. So you talked about the best win you had was the UNC one. What now? I I don't know. Like I'm still kind of new to North Carolina. I've only been living here for about a year and a half. I didn't really understand the big deal with that specific one. It was nice, but people was going crazy over it.
Right.
I didn't really see the
It's the colorway. That's all it is the colorway.
yeah, because I like the other UNC, the one that made back in 15, where it was the leather one. I'd rather have that one, but I was just surprised that people were going crazy over those and the hyper blues because back in the day, blue Jordans weren't as popular as they are now.
No,
You
it wasn't.
nigga, did
It
you
was
get the black?
only it was only the red and blacks.
Yeah, yeah. Did you get the black?
Only.
Yep, you said it.
Only. It was only. Nobody wanted to go before, Jordan got popular. You didn't want to go back to his college team, none of that. They only wanted the Bulls. That's all they wanted. That's the only thing that was corresponding with Jordan or in
Yeah, like
reference
it
to Jordan.
might be a couple pretty dudes that had a blue one. The only blue one, like in my high school years, the only blue Jordan that was really crazy was the Flint Gray 13. When that was like just the new Jordan, those were the only blue Jordan that really commanded the people like that. Everything else was black and red.
Right. Right.
So I know you got a pair of them. I know you got a pair of them Flint Gray 13.
I'm not a
What?
fan of 13s.
Okay. Okay.
Not
Now
a
I have to
fan.
ask. I know you're not supposed to ask ladies certain things, but I already know how old you are, so I should be able to ask. What shoe
Yeah.
size do you wear?
What size shoes do I wear? I wear 6
Mm-hmm.
GS, 7.5 women. Yep.
Okay.
And if we're talking about LeBrons, I'm a 8 in women. Well, they don't sell women, so I'm a 6.5 in women and LeBrons,
You
and a
got to
six
go.
and a half in Yeezys.
Okay. Okay. Now, with you being in grade school sizes, pre-pandemic, did you feel like you had an advantage to getting certain shoes because
Yes,
you were in sizes? Okay.
yes, yes. Now it's literally the 6 is equivalent to 9, 9.5 in men. So
Mm-hmm.
meaning it's the hardest sizes to get. The hardest sizes to get because now even men will cross over. Some men will go from wearing a 7 in men, I mean not a 7 in men, an 8 in men, and cross over to the women's sizes because they can fit it, not realizing that it's much slender in women's sizes because the colorway in women's sizes are elite in comparison to the men.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like with the runners, y'all kill us in the
Right,
colorways.
right, right.
With like you wear GS, so you can wear women's GS.
I can
And
wear all sizes except for if they release something at a 7 men. I cannot fit a 7. It's like a boat swimming on my feet.
yeah, because it's wider. It's almost like a whole different shoe. So I get you.
Right. Exactly.
Um, so have you had to since post pandemic? You know, people are even reselling grade school now. You know, grade school resale is bigger than it's probably ever been. Have you ever got caught up where you had to end up overpaying for a shoe that you really wanted, or you just like, nah?
So I normally, if I'm not getting it for retail, I'm not buying it. But
Okay.
I did take the step out and I purchased the Forest, the UNC Forest. I paid
Okay.
$325 for that. So that hurt me. That did a lot of damage for somebody that normally only pays retail. Because I feel like if I didn't get it, God said, bitch, you not getting that shit. It's over.
Ooh.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Now I initially the fours, those and the taupe fours, I initially wanted them, but it was like both times the closer it got to release, I was like, I ain't gotta have them. Like
Right.
with the taupes, I was disappointed that, you know, different panels of the shoe was like different material. I
Right.
just wanted one material, you know.
But the thing is, I wouldn't even get hype over no fours though, because they're not comfortable. They're
Nah.
uncomfortable like the threes. I don't care what nobody say. All threes and all fours are extremely uncomfortable. I don't care what you say. They uncomfortable. You gotta wear them. Your older family members gotta wear them with wider feet to break them in for you. You gotta wear them. You know how females gotta wear heels around the house to get
Yeah.
used and accustomed to them. You gotta
Yeah.
wear all fours and threes around the house with 2 socks to break them into your size, because they are not comfortable. So I don't even get. Listen, my fire reds, they still look like they in a bodega sandwich right now. They shrink wrap. They got saran wrap around them. They still in the cut. All my fours are still in the cut, dead stock. They not touched at all.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
fours are definitely not comfortable. Yes, they're not comfortable at all. At all. Your feet be like this. Like this. You be praying for dear life after 2 hours. You be like, God, please just help me get home safely. You know, my toes are screaming.
It's where I kind of feel where even though it's like after years being like, yeah, y'all only got to pay. I remember, you know, grade school was 80 for a while, 85, 100, 110. I remember those days, you know, just working in shoe stores. But I do feel like certain releases, especially the overproduced ones like this cool gray that's coming out, where they kind of just slap y'all shoes together. They don't really make them like they make our shoes. Because
Remember,
oh, go
remember
ahead.
how, not to cut you off, remember how everybody was talking about the UNCs had a lot of glue marks all over them? They
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of stains. What other I think it was a one that came with a lot of dye in them. Like the dye was like over processed on the sneakers, and they had a lot of returned, or I forgot what shoe it was. But they
I
don't
had a
care.
maroon one like that. Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
one that just released last week. The ones.
The maroon?
Yeah, the ones. It was the last week or 3 days ago. Like, what's this? Still last
You
week.
talking about
The who?
the Bordeaux one?
No, the maroon ones.
I said the Bordeaux one.
Yeah. I'm bugging. You started lagging. I'm like this.
Woo! No, I was like that too. I was like, you know, so you lagging now.
I got Wi-Fi. We good. We good over here in the hood. And maybe it's raining over here, so I don't know. But we should be good.
You was frozen there for a minute. I was just waiting for you.
You were frozen too, so I'm like, wait, which one of us is
Damn, you
best?
frozen
I got
again.
4 bars. We good?
Yeah, I got full bars too. You know, my router is right over there.
Listen, I'm gonna
It's good.
just sip like this. I'm gonna just sip slowly. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Aside, well, here I'll wait for the wheel to spin again. Okay. Aside from, the grade school thing, with the resale now, do you feel like you faced any extra challenges being a woman in sneakers in 2021?
To be honest, the only challenges that I do think that we face is that now that men are crossing over to wearing female sneakers. You good?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I
I just
turned
feel
off
like
the Wi-Fi. My wife used the day.
I see it. She said, turn off the Wi-Fi. Use your data. Wi-Fi is messed up, sir. Right. You put the check on it. No, I feel like the fact that men are okay with putting the pressure on their feet and sticking their feet into much slender arch design silhouettes for females, they make it much more difficult. So.
Okay. I feel it. Okay. Now,
Your wife is so funny.
what's the... Hey, yeah, I can hear her voice as I was reading it. You know what I mean?
She's
cool.
like, bro, turn the Wi-Fi off, okay? It's you, bro. It's you.
Yes, it's all good. Man. But nah, what's the first shoe off the top of your head that you need to unds?
So don't judge me. So because I started collecting, like I said last year, out of 200 pairs of sneakers, two and change. I don't know.
Come on, man. The first one off the top of your head, we all got what?
Basically everything here except for my Cool Kais. I don't know if you ever heard of Cool Kais, but he's from Jersey. But everything behind me is DS.
Cool Kai is from Jersey?
Yeah, he's from Jersey City.
I thought he was like from Houston or some stuff.
Nah, he's from Jersey City. He's from Jersey. That's Jersey.
Yeah, you post those lightning bolt
shoes.
shoes.
Pop-out shop.
Look like the ones.
Let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody say. First of all, the retail on them is $275 plus $25 shipping for Jersey, right? They are not comfortable. And they're cheap. They are cheap made. The material, Kai might shoot me for this, but he is one. I don't buy shoes that's hype beast, but I wanted to support somebody that's in my own backyard, basically.
Yeah.
They are cheap made. I can fold my Kais, except for the Dave Weeks one with the paisley. Other than that, they're like any overhyped shoe.
Why do they cost so much?
Because it's an expensive bootleg.
God, $75.
Yeah, Cool Kais. I'm sorry. Anybody, shoot me, whatever. I will support him. But if you plan on doing long distance walking with them, I get them 2 hours max. But I'll say how about this? My favorite Jordan 1 is a mid. And it's the how you call it, Leathermans, or whatever you call them, Leatherman.
What color are they?
They're white. They have the gold check sign. I think it's gold check sign, something like that. The Leathermans. They're mids.
Yeah, I don't know if
they got the gum soles on them. They're my favorite. Those are probably one that I do want to undead stock those. Somebody said, damn, Cool Kais, unfortunately, his shoes are, so his money mainly is focused on, if you notice anything about Cool Kais, all his colorways are a recent release sneaker or almost release sneaker. But I love the Leathermans is dope.
Thanks, Keith.
Yeah, exactly. Leathermans, but I call them Leathermans. But yeah, right there. Leathermans. Those are my favorite Jordan ones. I don't care. I got the Gatorades. I got all types of Jordan ones. I got the Sheila Rashads. I got those, Rashid, something like that. I don't know. I got those. And
Right ones with the purple front, those?
right.
Okay.
And I bought a fire shirt to match with it. But that's still DS. I'm gonna just let that sit. But yeah, let's go back to the cool Kais. The cool Kais is not something that they're cool just to have the hype beast behind it. But besides that, the comfortability in the shoes, garbage. The make of the shoes, garbage. They're very thin material. You can basically flex the sole and everything on it. It's like if the shoe costs $275, maybe $50 was invested towards that, the material making that shoe.
Wow. Okay. I've seen some interesting colors. Like I've seen like a purple one with like light lavender. I've seen all the, Bulls type colorways and stuff, but I just, I didn't know they costed that much.
How he got all the hype around it. Of course, you got it. You get one celebrity to wear the shoe, and then it goes. I'm telling you right now, I own 5 pairs by Kukai. I wore 2 of them.
I think I saw black toe ones, the ones you like. I think I saw you wear the black toe ones with the patent leather. The
blue.
Oh,
the Hampton University ones.
Okay.
So those you just gotta wear long tube socks with them. And don't plan on standing on your feet for long periods of time because your feet will be screaming. Now I support him because why he's a black business owner and he's in my back door. But if he can actually honestly invest more money into the making of his shoes, it will be beneficial to him. It'll actually generate more customers that way. But I just support him because of the fact, he's from Jersey.
No, I appreciate that. I'm too cheap. 75.
Right. And you said the black, you thinking about the red and black ones, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a pair that looked like the black toes, but they were the cool Kais. I thought you had them on.
Yeah, I do. The red and black ones, yep.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about because the Hampton U's, the HUs look like they look black in the front, but they're blue.
Okay.
I mean, it's dope to have in your collection, like QC, Kiki, I can't say it. I'm a little special. Kiki, cutie, there you go. Cutie, hey. They're cute to have as in a collection, but to genuinely have it as a sneaker, like I won't advise it. It's dope to have in your collection because you don't know where this man is going. But yeah, you seen how you call his name, Omnicat, whatever. Try to come back out with the same because they're using the same factory and stuff like that. But because this man has the hype behind his sneakers, it's not going to generate the same popularity and the sales.
Yeah, because I think they were partners originally or something.
Yeah, of course. But, one Fugazi and one Fufu, they both fuck up. So, but you see, Dave Week does his own thing. He's more focused on, saving the world and stuff like that. So,
sure. Where is your go-to place to get sneakers now?
Online.
I mean, where online? Like,
confirmed.
Okay, so it's just. So I mean, so there aren't any Nikes. Like, what about the Nikes?
So this is my thing with Nike. So I have seen even on my daughter's. My daughter will go on the sneakers app. I would see on the feed different sneakers on her feed versus on my feed where they'd be like sneakers, or I don't know if you have this issue, but I've seen that sneakers that will be released for yesterday will pop up on her feed rather than my feed. I don't know if they circulate a certain way or whatever, the algorithm or whatever you call it allows you to purchase certain sneakers or have access to these releases, but they don't be the same for every single user.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to see that a lot. And I don't like that because it makes me feel like all the thousands of dollars, obviously, that I invested, you only limit me to certain pairs because you feel like you're choosing to generate a new customer that has the potential to spend more thousands of dollars of you rather than you keeping your reputation and your rapport with somebody. It's not the same. They are watching us flex. They are. They really are. They're watching to see how we generate money. So you know what? I'd be like, excuse my language, everybody that's watching, fuck them. I'm going right to confirm because
right.
they don't restrict me on anything. And it's sad because now I see that Foot Locker have a new way to reserve sneakers and stuff like that. But it's not. It's I could recall just walking into these stores and seeing the shoe I want on the shelf. The only issue I had to deal with is, do they have my size?
Yeah.
Not having to do a raffle. Not everything is raffled out. It's unfair because I don't knock any reseller. I don't knock them at all because everybody has a hustle. Because Nike, as you've seen, their CEO, whoever that lady was, with her son that took all those pairs, they're banking off of this.
Yeah.
But it's unfair to the consumer.
No, I agree. I do need to shout out my wife one more time because this is like a whole different show ever since I turned off the Wi-Fi.
You
Like,
been doing this whole time.
It was me. Oh man.
Listen, I got Verizon Fios, baby. We not doing none of that.
You got
Verizon Fios. They do not play.
that's what we got Verizon too.
Well, I don't know. I'm on the east, like all the way up in the East Coast, so I don't know. Jersey got more poles around. We got 5G radiation going on up here.
I ain't gonna lie. You know, I've had Verizon since 14. It did used to work better when I was in Cleveland than
right.
Being,
and you're in North Carolina right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
I got dead zones.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm going down the freeway and then the music might pause for a minute. That's some new shit. I'm like, I go anywhere in Cleveland, it's gonna be Tidal gonna just keep playing, you know.
Right.
You know,
like, I'm good. Don't worry, I'm good. Nobody is gonna catch me. I'm good. Our internet is Spectrum, sir.
I'm on Verizon right now. You know what I'm saying? The mobile data. Yeah. Sorry.
Excuse me. Your wife said Spectrum, okay? Get it correct. It's no longer Fios. It's Spectrum, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Cool. I can hear her voice.
Right, exactly. She definitely should check them. Say, excuse me, it's Spectrum. I paid a bill. How about that? Like, the phone data is fine because it's right. Yes, Verizon. Yeah.
It's cool. That's cool. Well, I have to ask you before we close the quarter and go to the fourth quarter. What's the shoe around you? Well, for one, let me say one thing before I even ask you this question. Now, you talking about the raffles. You love Adidas so much, you know, the Adidas Yeezy is what killed first come, first serve for a lot of these retailers.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of like, I know you love them. I mean, I own 7.
I don't take L's. Let me be honest. I don't take L's on confirmed. I don't take L's on confirmed.
Well, I miss first come, first serve releases. I mean, it was fun for me to run them as a store manager. And it just made things easier. Then it's like, you got to confirm your win. You got to do all of this extra shit.
Right.
Just feels is too much. So
you know why that happened? Because you have situations where you have the reseller there with their wife, with their grandmother, their cousin, their uncle, all coming in.
Yeah.
And you notice because you ran the store. You were the manager, so you understand it can't be the first come, first serve because of that reason why. Yeah,
like I remember 72 and 10 release, like this mother, she had like 8 sons, and they all they were, you know what I mean? And they were alive.
They all, stroller coming out with a sneaker.
Yeah, they all came in. I'm like, wait, what are y'all doing? Y'all all can't come in here? Y'all gotta ride it up. Fuck around and get me killed in this motherfucker. So, yeah,
like, your baby can't even walk. Why is your baby buying shoes? Talking about, here, put the money on the counter.
Yeah.
8 sons.
Yeah, like telling you, man, it was crazy. You know, every release there. So I feel it, but I feel like with the turtle dove, any of the first 350s. And then the first couple of V2s, it was just so hectic. Retailers was like, man, we got to do this shit digital.
Right.
We got to figure it out. So
it's dangerous now. It's really the sneaker game is dangerous when people are really sleeping outside overnight or days out in advance for a release. It's dangerous. It's ridiculous now.
Yeah. Because I've had people like, man, I've had people say, it ain't about the money. I need that motherfucking shoe, nigga. You know,
Right.
like,
Right. This shit about to pay rent right now. Like,
yeah, like I had somebody tell me that on the Shattered Backboard release, the first one. This is paying my rent, you know, and I'm like,
right.
and this is 2015, so I'm like, Jordan 1. Like, it wasn't, Jordan 1s was hot, but they wasn't like how they are now. So it was surprising because I had never seen, even for the Chicagos, it wasn't that crazy. Like, that Shattered Backboard took it to another level.
Right. That's actually the sneaker I want, actually.
Yeah, you and me both. I regret not purchasing. Every June 25th or whatever day they came out in 2015 in my time hop, I have a video I posted back then of me on Instagram where I was sniffing the shoe because the leather was so good. And
you know what's crazy? They don't understand that first sniff that you get when I let my daughter do it. She's like, "Oh my God, it smells so good." I said, "Yes, I just created another sneakerhead."
Yeah. And see, I'm still thinking with that old school thought, and this ain't even no OG colorway, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a whole different thing. I'm like, dang, man, what the fuck? You know?
Right.
So, and you know, top everything else off. My wife got them boys. I'm like, damn, man.
You gotta look at that every
the same
day.
shoe.
Right, let me pull it out the box and put them on. Like, you would wear them today, huh?
Yeah, you know. So, yeah. Good times. Well, all right. Before we go into the fourth quarter, sneaker future, what is the what's up, Stuntman Stokes? What's up, Tashia B? LTK, let's talk kicks. I had to say hi to some people. My bad.
I was like, wait, what?
Sorry.
No, you good.
What's the shoe that everybody around you that loves sneakers loves that you just don't fuck with?
11 lows.
So we're talking the IE, the OG 11 lows, or we're talking about the 11 lows with the patent leather?
The patent leather.
Okay.
I don't like the legends that just came out. I don't know what the hell you call them. Orange shits that look like you about to be a crossing guard with them, or you stopping construction work. I'm not a fan, and I actually own a pair of 11 lows. They came out, I think, 2019. The blue snakeskins. They DS. They're wrapped. Like the soles are still ice.
Yeah, that was a change of the guard with that shoe because I remember we got them in at Hibbett. I'm like, damn, these bitches 185 for the low.
Right.
You know
Okay.
Oh.
Let's talk kicks. Okay. Let's talk kicks side.
What's up, Sneakerhead Poppy?
Sneakerhead Poppy, what's up?
Yeah, man, that fucked me up. I'm like, you know, again, it just take me back to, I'm like, man, 11 lows was 115 back in the day. You know what I'm saying? 115.
Imagine GS sizes. That was like 90, 95, if that. The only sneaker that cost over 130, I think, was foam posits in GS.
Yeah, and I mean, they only been making them since the Spider-Man, so that's only been since 14.
I resold the Spider-Mans. I sold them. There's somebody in Dominican Republic right now wearing them shits. I wore them, shipped them right off. Yep.
Yeah.
Ever since the Spider-Mans, I got rid of them ASAP.
Yeah, because it wasn't there were some foams that they made like.
Oh, she said the only 11 she could tolerate. Wifey said the only 11 she could tolerate. I mean, it's cool, but I don't like the shape. The silhouette of them is too long. I don't care who you are, even if you have small feet, they're long. Like I don't see it. I don't see it.
See, because she said I hate all other Jordans and make a low version for. Now, for me, if they made the low like when the shoe came out, all right, you know what I'm saying, like 1, 2, then they didn't make no lows until the IE 11, and then they made some low top 13, 14. But like low top 6s and 5,
no,
all of that is weird to me. I do have a pair of 5s in the cut that were given to me, but I that shit is
5
weird.
Lows?
Yeah,
they gave them to you, right? They gave them to you, right? Oh, okay.
Low 6s are the worst. I can get
never. Low 6, right? Low 6s are the worst. Yes. Who wears though? Why they even keep coming out with new colorways for that silhouette? Bought the red and white ones for a great eBay price.
All
below
good.
retail.
The 6 is the only one I can't get with. I can't get with the 7.
Right.
It was limited. I don't think they made them for y'all, but they made a 7 low. They made a Bordeaux and like 2 new colors. It was like 2018, and it just wasn't like
I
us.
can't do it.
But see, I'm always gonna pick the high over the low. I'm like that with dunks.
That's how I am with dunks. But if you notice, the dunk highs are not as popular as the dunk lows.
Yeah,
because of the skateboarders. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, and see, to me, it was the other way around before when dunks was hot in the 2000s. Everybody wanted the high tops, and then nobody wanted the lows.
Because the silhouettes are identical to the Jordan 1s.
Yeah, and to me, people like you ain't never got to. People talk about mids. I got a bunch of mids. I got a bunch.
Listen. I think your wife posted them. I wanted those brown mids. I wanted the brown mids so bad, but I was at work training a new employee and I forgot the notification. I'm like, I forgot. But I definitely went and got it's like burnt orange and denim, red and denim. I got those mids. I walked into, I think it was Foot Action or something like that in the mall. And I snagged those. I don't care what everybody said that like the hype beast talking about Jordan mids is garbage. They're bugging. They're bugging.
I had the shoe game post a status I did on Facebook, which I said it and it was true. I'm like, if you were into Jordan 1s before 2011, you don't mind mids.
Right.
You know, it's because they were all mids. I mean, any of them ones from 01, they were all mids. They were OG colors. But
Exactly. And people don't realize that. I'm like, y'all just into the hype beast shit, because unless somebody wears it and tells you that this is going to be the sneaker of the year, that's the only time they're willing to purchase something, rather than just having your own type of style, your taste, and purchasing sneakers that you love. Ain't nobody going to stop me from buying mids. I'm sorry. I have maybe 6 pairs, or maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 pairs of mids, but I also have 12 pairs of Jordan 1 highs or whatever. That's all that I collected in 1 year. Mm-hmm. So, and nobody's going to tell me that because the shoe is don't have a check sign on it or slightly a little bit lower, that they're not going to have the same effect as a shoe that's much higher.
Yeah.
Right. Like the mids have dope colorway. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I had to tell one person, like, look, I go so far back with Jordan 1s, and I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you remember, they came out in 02. They had an all-white Jordan 1 mid, and they had a Jumpman on the side, and the bottom was clear. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah. Please send me that, because I'm going to look that up.
Somebody buying them. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have the black and red.
Right, somebody is buying them.
I would get those mids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would get them. I mean, I know the leather isn't as good, but I'm not going to wear it like that much for it to matter anyway.
Exactly. I don't think anybody that has a selection of sneakers as extensive as yourself or your wife wear sneakers to actually beat them down, except for our beater shoes that we wear on a daily. We wear our shoes and it could still be dead stock, basically, because we don't crease our shoes and stuff like that.
Like, I have 2 pairs of Royal 1 highs from 17. Like, one pair would be beat because I got it from a friend for like $40 because I don't know what he was on.
Money. He needed money.
So what I did with those are like my go-to ones if I need to go somewhere real quick. If they didn't have a box, I would just keep them by the door. But they have an sole in them and different laces, so they're a little more comfortable. So I put that SB in.
Nice.
But yeah, like they look better than my Near DS pair because they got character to them.
Exactly. It's crazy. I bought these for my daughter. She hates these. You know why? She hates these because she's 13 and she wants to wear Vans. I said, nigga, I just paid $200 for this. You gonna wear these shit? They not even my size. They started at 7 men.
So you can't even do nothing with them.
I mean, I could, but the arch on the inside of the sneakers is too far back. So it's a bit uncomfortable. But listen, I'm going to wear these winterized sneakers in the snow because they're supposed to, protect you for the weather. But she didn't even understand. Like, wish they came in my size. Yeah, they started from size 7 and up.
You better throw an insole in.
No box, nothing. Just how she gave it back to me, and I treated it. Treated the shoes
Uh,
so she, but you know, kids this generation don't understand nothing but Vans and Uggs. Nothing.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. All right. So we'll go to the fourth quarter. We're about to, close it out here. Talking about sneaker future. So, you said earlier in the show that the Gamma 11 from 2013 was your holy grail.
Yeah.
Why is that your holy grail?
They sexy. There's a sexy pair of sneakers. Like who like come on. What can you not do with these? Like look at them. Like somebody said dirty air.
Yeah.
Yes, but
His,
I literally wore this every day, and I think this brought me back to the sneaker game.
Yeah, my wife has a pair. I was never a fan. I mean, the Taxi had came out a week before, so
Okay.
I was still shell shocked because that was probably the worst release I ever worked. Was that release? So the Gamma was actually a little bit, relieving until the Gamma 12 came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
After that was rough too. That was a rough time in sneakers 2013. But
Look,
yeah,
Wifey said she love her gammas. Yes.
yeah, it's just a black shoe. It's just black. Like,
No, you gotta understand. It's equivalent to a woman wearing all black. She is sexy. She is out here. She is sophisticated. She's doing her thing. The gammas will always be a go-to for me. Always. If I want to wear all black with a black leather, I'm out here. It dresses everything. I can have a basic outfit on, and I throw on the gammas. It's a whole different ball game.
all right, okay, I'll take your word for it. I mean, I just don't see what that shoe can do that a Space Jam can't do.
I can't. This Space Jam got that white strip in it. I can't do it.
Okay.
Can't do it.
More than the black and red too, because of the white strip.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
live
the only sneaker that I'm currently looking forward to is the LeBron 19s, the one that he wore in the Space Jam movie. That was the only. I know I got to go a half a size up because I don't understand why they can't make size true to size. But I'm a LeBron fan. Once it was starting to become difficult for me to purchase Jordans, I stepped off and I said I'm gonna just deal with LeBrons.
other than Jordans. Well, yeah. Other than Jordans and Converse, like as far as one thing, like I have more LeBrons than anything else other than Jordans and Converse. So I'm with you. I mean, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So
Right. It's only right.
I used to feel like buying LeBrons was like me buying a piece of Cleveland history because I never thought in a million years after us getting beat down by Michael Jordan every year playoffs that we would have somebody of LeBron's magnitude wearing a Cleveland jersey.
Pay homage.
So, it's just a big thing. And I have every other LeBron from 1 to 18, so I have to get a pair of 19s. However, the 19s come out the same day as those handcrafted ones. So that because I need those ones. Like down here, LeBrons are a dime a dozen at home already, but here they're just always in outlets. Like most of the 18s I have are from outlets.
Right.
My wife, James Gang, like the day they came out, and I think she got them from Champs or something like that. But yeah, everything else is it's been outlet. Like I got the Sylvester and Tweety lows, and I don't even fuck with LeBron lows like that.
And I got the other ones. I got the Roadrunner and what's the other
Wild Coyote, the good one.
Right,
good,
yeah.
Yeah.
Those BS too.
Yeah, like, I got those a week after they came out at the clearance store. So that's how LeBrons are down here.
I guess it depends on where you're located at because you're not going to find. I mean, I can't say that, but I promise you that just like when Kobe died, the sales skyrocket. or something dramatic happens to these stars, we already know that any type of Jordan attached merchandise is going to skyrocket regardless if he's alive or not. But if Kobe decides to die out of nowhere, like how, I mean, not Kobe, LeBron decides to die like how Kobe did, them sales are going to shoot out of the roof. Just like how, what's his name? Virgil just passed away with the Off-Whites. Me personally, I do not own a single pair of Off-Whites. Not because I choose not to, but I've never been able to touch a pair of Off-Whites. And I'm not paying resale for them at all.
No, I'm in the same boat with you. I have one Off-White sneaker. It's the Vapor Street, and I only found them because they were at the outlet. They had them at the outlet. You know what I mean? They were, I want to say they were like $130, and then, you know, with my Nike discount, they were probably only $90. But, you know, them running shoes, yeah, it was a bunch of them, but they had real small women's sizes, and they had really big ass women's sizes that I could fit. So it was like women's 5, women's 6, women's 7, and then it went to like women's 12.
13.
You know what I mean? So that's how it worked out. So they were at we were coming back from Atlanta. They were at the outlet at Commerce, Georgia, and I was like, well, I mean, I don't have any. He was really the only one where I'm like, I don't have any Off-Whites. I got Fear Gods, I got, you know, Yeezys and Jaspers, all kinds of other shit. I need something Off-White, but yeah, the clothes are too expensive and it's too hard to get the shoes. I really wanted those twos because I fuck with Jordan twos. Most people don't.
The twos I wanted those. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have choose either the red and whites or the black and blues. Both of those are still fire to me. I actually owned the pair of twos before. So even though they fit a bit larger than normal.
I can't get a black pair. They just
black is sophisticated on a woman.
Like I hear you, you know, and then you got a small foot, so it's gonna look better anyway. But it's just, and I have a few black twos in my collection, but it's just something about a low top black two that just doesn't fit well. You know what I mean? It had to be the white ones. It was either the white ones or nothing for me. So
the white was because of the colorway.
Yeah, I mean, I have the regular white and red one. I mean, they're from 2004, so it's only a matter of time before they probably crumble if they aren't already. But
you see how they came up with that design and the silhouette on that one.
Yeah,
I like the crumbling of the originals.
The signature, like I like it all. Like, you know, I really would have liked to have had them, but
somebody said I never had a pair. Now with these, right? I'm not getting them either until it die down.
Because see, even Kobe's have. Well, I mean, it's been almost 2 years, but Kobe's have kind of come back down to earth where the Kobe's that are expensive were always expensive, like when he was living. You know, if you want some Kobe 8s or you want some promo samples, some PEs, or, you know, people try to tax for the Adidas Kobe's a little much, but Adidas is about to come back with them all, so they'll be in the outlets like they were every other time. Every Adidas Kobe I own came from an outlet or a thrift store. So,
a thrift store?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a big time thrifter, but 2 pairs of my Crazy 8s came from thrift stores. So
I pay retail for mine, so I ain't never, I ain't never been that lucky to get something from retail. I mean, or thrift store.
Oh, all the time. Like shit, my 700 Yeezy Mauves came from a thrift store. Yeah.
From Cleveland? I gotta book a flight.
Nah, it was down here. It was
North Carolina.
I found it's the store. It's in Durham. It's called Rumors. They had a pair of Mauve 700s, and I did all the due diligence to make sure they were correct before I bought them, the tagging, everything, and they were $18. But I think that they were cheap like that because those resale shops they don't know it. I know what to check, but they don't know
how to check. They don't know the authenticity on them. I own 6 pairs of Crazy 8s, 5 or 6 pairs of Crazy 8s right now. Yeah, and in really good conditions though. He asked how many Kobe pairs.
Yeah, like I have 11 Adidas Kobe's in total. 4 of them are Crazy 8s, but you know,
Crazy 8s was comfortable. I don't care what nobody said. Those are some comfortable sneakers.
The one though, the regular old black and white one that he wore in away games. I've never been able to touch that one. I have the one he wore. But that regular black and white one, it was always either on sale or retail, or it was more than retail.
It's always, from what I came across, it was always over. And when I bought them at retail, they were like on sale at what was it? It wasn't Foot Action. It was something else. Finish Line.
Okay.
So Finish Line had a crazy, I think it was like maybe 10% off. And I just bought like 3 pairs right there and then. It was like $85, if that.
Yeah. I my Adidas, the Kobe's, they call them the crazy ones now, but the spaceship looking ones, I found my silver ones at a Salvation Army. They were $15.
I would have snagged.
Oh yeah,
I would have the same thing you did.
I haven't worn them yet. I've had them for about 6 months too. It's crazy, but
with the box?
nah, they didn't have a box. They didn't have, but you know. Now
I need to go where you be going.
Now I did. The first thing I ever found here in North Carolina after we moved was I did find some Kobe 9s at Goodwill that's actually in the town I live in, and they had the box. See, I was being nosy. I was walking by like the back room, and there were all these shoe boxes, and I saw a Kobe box. I'm like, well, like it's gonna be the Kobe's in it, but I was like, could you bring out those shoes? And the young lady brought out the shoes, and it was the high top green and gold Kobe 9s in the box, and they were $7. So I've had some great thrift finds. I mean, my OG Jordan 1s, my neutral grays, they were at a thrift store.
Bro.
$2.
$2?
Now I bought these in 2008, so this is pre-Jordan 1 hype, and I found them at the bottom of a box of neckties.
And
so it was
what's the resale on them now?
Oh shit! I mean, in the condition they're in, I probably could get about 12 to 15 for them now.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, some of my best shoes that I own came from thrift stores because I thrift heavy. You know,
I need to start thrifting because it's like those are gold mines. Because not only are the people that's working it don't have common knowledge about the resale of these sneakers or the value of these sneakers, but you can literally find gold mines in these thrift spots.
And I'll tell you someplace else. Like I just put a video on my YouTube channel of it up, but Plato's Closet. Plato's Closet. Do y'all have those up there?
No.
It's a thrift store, but it's like I call it fancy thrifting. Plato's Closet is where everything in the store is name brand, so you don't have to sift through all of the bullshit. It's just name brand. And I mean they sell sneakers and clothes. I mean there probably is one where you are, man. It's New Jersey. You just gotta Google.
All right, send me the info. I'll go because if I can save some money and then if it's not in my size, I can just resell it so I can go buy something in my size.
And then like QC Kiki Cutie, my wife, like we always be looking at sites. You got Macari, Poshmark, Depop, these little
Poshmark, yeah. And,
online.
What's that? ThreadUp as well.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with that. You said ThreadUp?
ThreadUp, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, okay.
You know who sells? So if you go on, because once the hype started happening with the Off-White, they had what's the site called? The Real.
Oh, I'm familiar.
The Real.
I'm familiar.
I mean, you might get a couple of smudges on a sneaker, but if you're okay with wearing secondhand sneakers, you can definitely find some real catches on there.
I got some Pippins from there during the pandemic. Because, all right, before we close, I will say this, because you have a variety of shoes. Everybody in the comments, we don't just collect one thing. You know what I'm saying? We all over the place. So, with certain shoes when they come out, not Jordans or Foamposites, but like other Nike Retros, Deons, Griffeys, Pippins, Barclays, they go into not Questions, but other Iversons have.
Okay.
What I call the Sneaker Vortex, where it'll be a shoe and you'll want the shoe and look for it. It's not about you having the money. You just can't find the shoe because everybody who has the shoe either kept it or is not selling it, or if they're selling it, they want a lot. Like, for instance, because like they always come out with questions, but like if I want some answer ones, the Iversons after the question, if I can find them, they're going to be a lot.
They're gonna be a lot. Like
You
one
know?
of the recent ones was what's his name? Jaden Smith, the racers.
Yeah, the Vision Racer.
I always wanted a pair, just like J. Cole came out with a pair.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of pairs. I've always wanted a pair, but now it's like it's either nobody's reselling them or you just you can't find it at retail.
Yeah, it's in the Vortex. You know what I mean? Like for me, Nike cross trainers from the '90s and some runners are just in there where it's like, nigga, if you find this, you go pay for it. And I'll tell
Right.
you that's like that. A lot of pretty much any Reebok now with a pump, old Shaqs, D Browns, they're in that Vortex too, where it's like, fine, fuck, it's $300. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And mind you, Shaquille O'Neal's shoes still sell at Walmart. So
Yeah. I want to see how he plays that because, you know, he's a part of a group that just bought Reebok. So I want to see how that works because he always talks about not being so much, but shit, the Shaq Attacks is 160. You know, that's still not as much as a Jordan, but it's still over $150.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, like certain Griffies, anything like that, it's just gone. It's not about you having the money; you just can't find it. So
you know what's crazy? I've never been a fan of the Griffies.
I can see it. I mean, they don't age well. They don't really make them with the best quality. So
I can't get with that little strap on it, so I can't do it. I can't do it. And they're good for kids. I think
yeah,
they're for kids, but once you get past high school, I'm like, I can't. Wow. But I feel like strapping it up like it's a toddler with some training wheels on their shoes. I can't do it.
yeah, I feel it. I feel it. But you know, the reach backs are the best thing. You know, you find that shoe and you like yes, like
Right.
probably the best reach back for me this year.
She said, "Dan, they want 500 per game."
Yeah.
In my size, they want over 600 for the Gammas. They want like 625 for the Gammas.
Never.
That's ridiculous.
No,
right. It's the black shoe. It's so sophisticated.
So okay, shoe. Let me ask you this. So, all right, they only made the prom night. They're cap and gown 11s for men, right? Mm-hmm. So it's the only other all black 11 I can think of that they've ever come out with without any white going around it. So if they made that for men, I mean, for grade school, would you have messed with that? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh.
Yeah. All right, for sure. Well, you've already told me.
It's just the black. It's just the black with the patent leather toe box. It's something different.
I got you.
Right.
All right. You told me what you have on radar for this year. You're gonna try to get the Space Jam LeBron 19s. I would like those as well. Is there anything else? Like, are you gonna try to get the black and red patent leather ones that come out on the 30?
I was looking at them, but they look too cheesy for me. I don't know. I was looking. I don't know. I don't feel it. Like it's not the same to me. Like the patent leathers. I believe should only be on 11s.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Only on 11s. Other than that, I feel like it's you know, ones are supposed to be beater shoes. Ones are supposed to be, you dress them up, you wear them with everything, and they're supposed to go with everything. Once you have a patent leather one, it changes the whole dialect of it. Like it's different. It's not the same.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. What direction do you see your collection going in the future?
It's an addiction. How about that? You know this addiction very well. It can be a bit expensive and pricey, but let me tell you, my shoes, I'll say 75% of it won't be a hype beast shoes.
Okay.
It will be something in reference to my childhood. Like I got the Simpsons, I got the Toy Stories, I got the how you call them? What's the one? Candyland, stuff like that. Stuff that would be in reference to memories from my past. That's how I build my collection. I don't build my collection based on what people plan on wearing or believe that's the value of it's gonna praise to something higher. My collection is based on something that's going to create more memories rather than value to me. But as a sneaker collector, I do have insurance on all my sneakers. So my sneakers, I do have $60,000 on my sneakers just in case of my house burn down. So that's what a lot of people don't do. As a collector, I think you should invest into insurance for this is a possession. This is something that you value. I do believe that you should invest into that.
So you said
patent leathers only belong in the levers. Exactly.
you ain't gonna have no hypey stuff. That means you got to get rid of all your Yeezys then.
Nah, my Yeezys are all going to be beaters.
You had to throw that in there.
Oh, listen, do you own any Yeezys?
Yes.
So how do you feel about them?
Well, like I said, my favorite Adidas Yeezys, because I have Nike Yeezys too. My favorite Adidas ones are the very first ones, the gray high top with the strap.
Those are money right there.
But like I said, I have a pair of 700s, the ones I told you I found for $18.
Yeah.
I have the 350s, and I have a Power Phase, the gray, the ones that look like Reeboks, the regular. But I got 350s, 750s, 700, but not a lot. I mean,
What's your favorite silhouette
of Adidas Yeezys?
Yeah, but not an old school one. Not like
just the 350 V2.
Why?
I mean, to me, it's the easiest to wear because the 750, as much as I like it, it's not really easy to wear. It doesn't really look right with most of my jeans. It's just a big looking shoe. Like it just doesn't, the 350 sleeker. It's easier to wear. Boost has always been comfortable. The
what
Boost
do you think about the clouds?
Because Boost was still new when the 750 came out, so it's a lot better on the.
What you think about the clouds? Like the silhouette, the shape of it. I wasn't for it at first. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But like the runners, the foam runners right now, I'm not for it.
I want a pair of those. So they come back on the 11th. They have to, but see, if I get those, they have to be earth tone. They can't be red or bright blue. They got to be tan or beige, something like that. That's the only way I'll have those. So
something I'm looking forward to, right? This is the last quarter, right? I can never say his name right. Salihi. Him, the Crocs. I've been eyeing those for months. And I'm not a Croc fan.
They're not even.
I own a pair of Crocs. I don't see the hype in them, but the design on that is something that must be added because it's so unique in itself.
Okay. I mean, they are.
He said, I hate Crocs. I hate Crocs too. Listen. How about I got some Crocs BS.
And then people had the little trinkets on them and all
that.
Right.
No, I ain't got enough patience for all of these. But those I need it because why? His mindset is crazy. Like he's on a whole different level. Everybody judge Kanye for being like his shoes are like outer space, some Martian type or alien type designed. But it's of the future. Yeah. After a while, if you really want it, if I'm gonna say what a lot of people are not gonna say, the Jordan colorways are running out. He has to change. He has to either change, even though I think he came out with how many silhouettes he has? 20, 29 or 28?
Oh, 36.
There you go. Nobody buys after, I'll say 14, really. Nobody buys after that. Huh?
Hey, some of us do.
Okay, some of us, in comparison to the mass majority, do not buy after 14.
Yeah, like I still got all my old J's. I mean, 1 through 23. I didn't get to 2009, but I got 10, 11, 12, 28, 31, 32. So I got some higher silhouettes too, but a lot of that stuff is just old stuff that I just have. So, I don't necessarily wear it a lot.
What's the likelihood of you seeing somebody walk down the street with those on.
Low, but that's why I keep mine. I'm like, man, well, nigga ain't gonna know about these. I'm about to fucking
Right.
17.
They're gonna be like, that's how you call them, the Jordans, the Puerto Ricans.
Nah, we ain't doing that, man. You know, we ain't wear those True Flights or no Flight Club 91. Even though I do feel like both of those were prototypes of the shoes that ended up being.
I agree, but
like that
you
fight was
ain't
definitely.
catch it.
It was definitely, and they were like, nah, we like this one better. And
right.
then years later, were like, let's make this a shoe.
Right. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I had a pair of Jordans.
Hey,
but we're not doing that. So
hey, I have some Team Jordans, but when they bring back a original Team Jordan, I have to get it in like the original color. And people are still gonna hate. Like if I wear some Jumpman Pro Strongs or Pro Quicks and post it on Facebook, somebody gonna be like, "Oh, he wearing the Mexican Mikes or the or whatever." You know what I mean? Like they ain't gonna know. But I'm like, nigga, these came out in '98. They were Vin Baker shoes or they were Hamilton shoes. Like they ain't gonna know. You know, because it's fashionable. It's just like the head on same thing. So
no, they don't know. They don't know the extent of these shoes. Nope.
Yeah, so I'll get an OG Jumpman if it's in the original color. You know what I mean? Like it just has to be in the original color. But you know, most people wouldn't. But I'm not most people. You know.
Right. That's what makes you great.
I appreciate that. Now, before we close, do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm watching. I'm waiting to see your next cop. I'll be watching.
I had a cop today. I actually, yeah, it was on break. I'll go get it right quick.
Please do. I got like 18% on my phone. I definitely have time.
Oh, all right. So I actually just did a review of these on my YouTube page because my wife got them, but I got a pair myself of these patchwork threes.
I was gonna go for them.
Yeah, I got lucky that, you know, since I work at the Converse store and we're part of Nike, the Nike store is right next door. One of my young dudes hit me up in Instagram like, hey, man, we might have a 12 and a 13 in those patchworks. So I went over there, took a little 15-minute break, and they had them. And I just had to get them. I'm like, you know, because when I was reviewing my wife's, I'm like, damn, I should have got these bitches.
So they fire in person.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't have a lot of, I'll say half the threes I own are unwearable at this point because they're old, you know, just from years of crumbling and from them. You
don't wrap your shoes up, do you?
Nah. It's just.
Like get air damage and all.
Well, you know, like I have two pairs of white cement threes and they're both crumbling, but they're from 2003. Like they're almost 20 years old. So
yeah,
I didn't buy the newer retros because at the time those pairs were still good. I should have, but you know. Right. So half of my threes are unwearable. Then after that, a third of them are just multiple black cement threes from different years. So I don't have a lot of different threes that aren't OG colors. So that was another incentive for me to get these. And, you know, fuck it.
They fire. I like them. I like the earth tone colors. They're fire. I like them better. I can never say that the La Marmars. I can never say that shit. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't know what's the hype behind them. I think they look ugly. And I'm gonna continue saying they ugly. I don't care how many hidden things they have on it, they're ugly. They look like they're stale. So
I like them at first, but I wish I had them now.
I don't like them. I think they're part of the hype beast. I don't like them at all. Nothing about them. I feel like they look like if you had some dirty threes and you just decided to rebuy them over. I don't like them.
No, I mean I felt that way. I don't like the age look on certain sneakers, and I didn't like it. But then I started thinking about all the things that I could do with it, and I was like, damn, they had one last release on sneakers,
right?
Somebody said they had like multiple other
Well,
release.
wait, somebody said, see how fast he lacing those
Oh,
shit.
my boy Carl. What's up, Carl? I gotta get you all here, man.
That's funny because I hate lacing my shit.
Yeah, I'm almost
No,
done
that
with
was funny.
I'm talking to you.
He threw a shot at me like, whoa, listen.
Nah, it wasn't like that. But nah, you. The thing that was weird about these was I think they only came out on Nike and sneakers.
Yep.
Like I think only Nike
I didn't
sold
see them elsewhere.
because yeah, I mean they put them on the sneakers app first, and then I think they came on regular Nike after, and that's it. They weren't at Hibbett, they weren't at Foot Locker, they weren't at Champs.
They wasn't moving. They wasn't moving as fast as they thought it would have been. They were. Their shoes sat.
Yeah, because my wife decided to get hers. They had an 8 and an 8.5 sitting. There were the only two sizes left, but yeah, I wish I would have found them online because they would have been a little cheaper than me finding them in store with the Nike discount. So, you know, they give us more of a discount online than they do in store.
Oh, okay. Somebody said just found some caps for cheap. You better hope they're official.
Nah, that's a let's talk kick. She's a OG at this game. She know.
Nice.
She know. But yeah, she actually was on here a couple episodes ago.
I missed it.
Yeah, but yeah, you got to get you a pair of these.
I think I am, and I don't think that Sneaker app is going too far out in the resale on it. I mean, they do add in their $18 and change, but or maybe go, but StockX, what you call it, be like really selling fake sneakers too.
I've never bought anything from StockX. I usually just go to GOAT.
GOAT is official. But at the end of the day, these how you call it, these fake sneakers would be kind of hard to start, you know.
Oh no, it's a problem. They're not like
right. These, especially the UAs, they're like they're getting more difficult to try to distinguish which one is fake and which one is real at this point.
See, I'm gonna say this, and this isn't me condoning fake sneakers at all or buying fake sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do feel like some of these sneakers are so good that they have to come from Nike and Adidas. Because
agreed, I think they might have slight damage into it that they feel like they need to sell it.
Well, yeah, like the A grade sneakers are the ones we supposedly get in stores. But like, for instance, this was a return. This 3 I got. Look at this here. Now it's very small, but that shouldn't be there. Just out.
Somebody had posted. You seen that post? Somebody had posted that.
With the yeah, I see that. That was wild. That was wild.
But you know what? That's probably gonna end up being worth money at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like I remember back in the 2000s when the Aqua 8 first retroed, somebody had like an upside down Jumpman on the tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So.
That's funny. It's in the same. Yeah, it's in the same factory. Yeah.
So what I was saying was, okay, so the A grades make it to the store, the B grades make it to the outlets, but what about the C and D grades? Where do they go?
StockX.
Yeah, huh?
StockX or China. Stays in China.
Since Nike and Adidas both are big on sustainability and recycled, Adidas with the Parley stuff, taking the plastic out of the ocean.
They send them to Africa somewhere. They send them all them third world countries. You trying to figure out why?
Some of them have, but I still feel like they sell some of those to certain places.
Yes, they got to generate income. You got to think about it. Only costs them 25 cents to make these sneakers.
Yeah,
25 cents, and they don't pay United States taxes anyways. So they're banking off of these.
So when I see a shoe and it's a UA, but it looks like it, I'm like, well, it came from Nike, so
technically it's still considered authentic.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of a fine line to follow. I'm not condoning buying fake sneakers, or
right.
No, I've never done it, but some of these shoes, man, they just too good. Like I've seen fake Union ones look like them $2,000 shits that people buy on StockX and
right.
Nope, you know what I mean? Off-White Chicago's where it's like, damn. Like,
Right.
or you see a nigga with him, like, nigga, I know you ain't pay 2,000. Like, I can
Especially
tell.
with the trophy rooms.
Yeah, I can tell by your outfit you ain't pay $2,000 for these sneakers,
Right.
nigga. No, you know what I'm saying? You've seen somebody like that before, man. Like,
Yeah. But the
you,
funny part is, we won't question the person that got the outfit on and still wearing UAs, and we won't even notice because we're not going to judge him because he got on an expensive outfit.
yeah, like, yeah, but I feel it. But it's some people you just know, like, nigga,
Right.
you got
Like,
the,
nigga,
you got
like,
the,
yo, you don't even got the right color off-white lock sign on it. Like,
stop.
come on, bro. Like, come on, stop it.
You've been wearing regular GRs and you pop out with some fucking $4,000 shoes. Come on, nigga.
Where you get the Christian Dior's from? Where you
Yeah,
get those from?
where? Now you got red bottoms, nigga? You know what
Right.
I mean? How? You know what I'm saying? How?
Like, what? It's not even tax season. How you get them?
Not
How
even.
you get them?
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Before we close, because we're about to close in a few minutes, I don't want to keep you too long. You said you're on 18%. Tax time Jordans. Every year there is one.
I know.
You were talking about those 9s, the red ones. Now, those came out in October. But if you remember earlier that year, there was a blue pair. That was the tax time Jordan for 2019. The all-time greatest tax time Jordan was probably that Master 12 from 2016. It was the all-black one with the gold.
Okay.
Yeah, the hood loves 12s anyway, but that was
and
like
they
a
hurt like hell.
tax time,
They know that. Listen, tax time, they know people are willing to spend anything on sneakers. So they're going to let out a small quantity. And I'm telling you, most of these big companies resell their stuff to StockX and Gold and all of them. And they're gonna bank money off of that.
Yeah, and the boutiques do it too.
Yes.
The boutiques do it too.
Those small shops, yep.
That
that's contracts with Nike and all that stuff. Yes.
But yeah, it's always one Jordan. Just like if you notice, they always come out with a white and red, white and blue, or a white, blue, and red Jordan right before 4th of July. That's supposed to be themed for something else, but it just happened to be like you come out with all
for 4th of July outfits.
Yeah, you come out with an all red and white 12 right July 2nd. Like, come on, nigga, you know what you're doing. We know what you're doing.
They do that for Valentine's Day too.
Yeah.
If it ain't a Jordan, it's going to be an Air Max.
Or both, and an Air Force One.
Always an Air Force One. Guaranteed an Air Force One.
Yeah.
I hate Christmas and tax time. Right. They want you to spend your whole check on them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, as we close, I do have to thank you for being on the show. This has been fun.
Thank you.
I was worried. I was like, man, she might not do it. She might not want to do it. That's why I hit you with the, are you going to be ready?
Yeah, I'll be ready. I was like, can we hurry it up?
Yeah, but thank you so much for being a part of
Thank you.
Nations. No problem. Now, before we go, who would you like to see on the show next? And you got to help me get them.
Throw Dre up there. He liked to talk a lot. Throw Dre Jungles up there.
Okay, we were actually on his show before. Yeah. All right, Dre Jungles.
He got a lot of controversy going on right now. Throw him up there.
What controversy? Because we were like, the last video was the one we were on. Like, where's this nigga at?
You better go on YouTube.
I need you to send me a message.
He slowed down a lot, but you better go on YouTube.
Send me a message about what's going on after this is.
Listen, I found that video because I was watching some updated videos, and that definitely came out with some. It's just go on YouTube.
It's on his page?
No.
Well, where is it?
On YouTube. Just type his name in. Type in Dre Jungles, and you'll see what it'll be a great conversation to bring up.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to contact him because again, he was very nice to me and the wife when we were on the cave or whatnot.
He's not hard. He's not hard.
You
It's
said what?
just basically scheduling his time because I do know he works a lot. So try Dre. He'll be up there.
All right, you in the face, man. All right. Well, look.
But thank you, top Mrs. Thank you so much for having me up here. My first interview, I was a bit nervous, but I'm like, it's just sneakers.
Yeah, it ended up being fun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the wife, the power behind Shorty C. So
make sure you give Spectrum their 5 minutes of fame, okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna holler at you. Peace.
All right, peace.
Appreciate y'all.